After Serafina Mo returned to China, everyone thought that Kale and Lee would dump me. After all, Alara Chen is his first love. And I'm just a stand-in, relying on my eyebrows and eyes to be similar to Sister Wei. I made a lot of money. Someone said that about me. When it reached Kale and Lee's ears, he didn't say anything, turned around but used means to make the person heavily in debt and go bankrupt directly. Yes, Kale and Lee not only didn't dump me, it's better for me. The latest bags are one after another. The necklace is also sent from ordinary diamonds to rare pink diamonds that are sold at sky-high prices. Besides, my card always has hundreds of thousands of dollars more from time to time from Kale and Lee. The remarks are voluntarily gifted. There were gradually rumors in the circle that my stand-in had endured hardships. It's going to be on top. Until I bumped into Alara Chen. Are you the Serafina Mo that Azu raised outside? She looked at me casually. It's a bit like me. In her eyes, contempt, arrogance. Azu hasn't touched you for a long time, right? She leaned in my ear and said, every time he quarrels with me, he runs to spend money on you. That's right. Give me gifts. Transfer money to me. All this is just to make Alara Chen angry. She is Alara Chen of Kale and Lee. For the sake of his career, he left Kale and Lee and went abroad to study and left. Until Kale and Lee became famous. It's back. Some people say that she didn't get along well abroad, and now she is running back. Everyone knows what the picture is. But obviously, Kale and Lee didn't care about her purpose. Do you know, every time he spends money on you, Alara Chen smiled. Tone ambiguous. The more angry I am, the more aggressive we will be after reconciliation. I know that she came to talk to me about this today. He wants to embarrass me. I want to get to know each other, and I will roll up the cover and leave. After all, the maid master is back, and the stand-in still occupies the magpie's nest. What is the matter? But I don't want to do what she wants. She and Kale and Lee are together. It was 800 years ago. Now Kale and Lee hasn't broken up with me. These days, they have a small quarrel every 2 days and a big quarrel every 3 days. If I quarrel a few more times, I can buy a house within the second ring road in full, with the balance in my card. Not to mention, I recently had a crush on a little milk dog. The little milk dog is poor, but he has a dream of going from the 18th line to the top. I plan to praise him. It's time to use money. Everyone thinks that I love Kale and Lee miserably, but in fact, I can't even remember his face. I was born face blind. Most of the time you have to tell people by their voices. What are you thinking? So fascinated? Kale and Lee leaned against the door looking down at me. The eye is the eye, and the nose is the nose. It's not ugly. The line of sight fell elsewhere. I forgot about his appearance. Meeting his gaze, I smiled and said in a relaxed tone, I'm thinking about what my life would be like now if I hadn't met you. Now think about it. If there is no Kale and Lee, I should have lived a hard life. For as long as I can remember, my dad drinks and my mom gambles. At the age of 17, after they owed a large amount of debt, they clapped their hands together. A 50-year-old widower from the next village asked for a wife with a lot of money. That money can just fill the hole in their debt. Anyway, my face is blind. Even if the old widower has a face full of acne, a nose facing the sky, and a mouth full of yellow buck teeth. After I finished reading it, I turned my head and forgot. Heartless. Just right to get married. I just didn't expect it. The Key Group intends to acquire our village and turn it into a resort. Kale and Lee came to negotiate the acquisition. Just look at me one more time. Buying land becomes buying me. Now let's bring this up again. Kale and Lee still couldn't suppress the anger between his eyebrows and eyes. Your parents are really too much. He pursed his thin lips, hugged me tightly, and sighed. Serafina Mo, if only I could meet you earlier. Kale and Lee has always said this. Meeting me earlier can save me a lot of suffering. At first, I was so dizzy that I couldn't find the north. I really thought Cale and Lee liked me a lot, but there was a time later. I saw a photo in his wallet, which he never left behind. To be precise, it is an ID photo. 2 inches, white background. The girl in the photo has green facial features and a smile. Because of my face blindness, I shouldn't have been able to recognize it, but between the girl's eyebrows and eyes, it is very similar to me. That day, I finally understood that there is no good thing in the sky, that there is no pie. I may be a plaything or a stand-in to relieve boredom, but it is impossible to be Cale and Lee's sweetheart. My dignity is calling me to break up, but my mind told me that compared with the assets and quality of life given by Cale and Lee, my dignity is worthless. In fact, it's still a bit. But soon, I understood. If it were someone else who was sold that day, would Cale and Lee save it? Yes. In fact, he didn't care at all whether it was Lin Yi or Serafina Mo who saved him. You just can't see it. A girl who is somewhat similar to her first love fell into that situation. Cale and Lee doesn't look for me but also looks for others. Then it would be better for me to earn this money. I am short of money. I love money. And well-behaved, docile, sweet-mouthed. I can play these things he likes. Cale and Lee has been very busy lately. I was so busy that I couldn't even stay with me for 10 minutes. He was leaving. I, as always, straighten his collar. Tell him to remember to eat on time and pay attention to rest. Baby is so good. This set, Cale and Lee, is obviously very useful. Company is busy during this time, and I don't have time to accompany you. When I am idle for a while, I will definitely compensate you. Huh? His compensation. It must be worth a lot. I smiled meekly. Okay. Watching the rear of the Rolls-Royce throw out a beautiful curve, drive away, and finally disappear into the street corner, I let myself sink into the soft sofa. Today is also a day to do your due diligence and play the perfect double. Speaking of which, Cale and Lee has been busy lately, which is a good thing. This means that during this time, I don't have to see him as often. Just right. I have other things to do. I was stuck on the sofa, raising my hand frequently and looking at my watch. 10 minutes after Cale and Lee left, someone knocked on the door. Reese Xiao has a tall posture, broad shoulders and a narrow waist. The mask covered the lower half of his face. The eyebrows and eyes exposed are deep and handsome. A tear mole at the corner of the eye. It's ridiculously beautiful. I was stunned and couldn't take my eyes off. Priest Xiao was obviously a little nervous, sister. The tips of the ears are light reed. Just right. It's very beautiful. I looked at him carefully. Reese Xiao was stunned for a moment, and the tips of his ears turned even redder. It's easy to get shy. I couldn't laugh or cry. After Alara Chen came back, although Cale and Lee did not mention breaking up, but did start to stop touching me. We don't hold hands, don't hug, don't kiss each other. I'm just a tool person who simply uses to anger Alara Chen. To form a love relationship. But for the sake of money, I can still pinch my nose and endure it. I don't want to use dirty things, but sometimes you can get up and do it yourself. It was far from as happy as imagined, until I met Reese Xiao in the mall. The stage is small and narrow, but overcrowding is a problem. The heartbeat was stirred by the extremely heavy drum beat, one after another, but his eyes crossed the crowd and landed on the stage. What I saw was one after another, and I suddenly lost interest in the ordinary faces, until the gaze suddenly froze. Under the white shirt, the young man had fair skin, a thin waist and abdomen. The beads of sweat rolled down and his gaze moved up. For 20 years, the only thing I can remember is a face that is so beautiful to death. Right now, this perfect face is close to me, and the bridge of my nose is high, breathing hot, almost negative distance. I was bubbling. The next morning I slept soundly until I woke up naturally. Reese Xiao is very sensible. When I woke up, he had already prepared a hearty breakfast. The post-it note reads, Sister, I'll go to the studio to rehearse first. Remember to have breakfast. The pen is sharp. At the end, he painted a smiling face. Immature. I sit down. The white porcelain bowl contains translucent rice porridge, and the rice grains are boiled almost melted. It's delicious. Reese Xiao's studio was invested by me. His family has no financial conditions. I used to live in the basement on the first floor of the tube building. It is dark and damp, and mosquitoes breed. I spent millions to buy a floor in a lot where every inch of land was precious. The equipment is advanced, and the dance practice room is spacious and bright. Today, Reese Xiao has moved into the studio, where he eats and laughs. I spent a lot of money to hire a professional teacher for him to teach him to sing and dance. At first, Reese Xiao's tone was frightened and did not dare to accept it. He said, "I'm afraid I won't be able to repay my love." I said, "If you keep this money, you can treat me as if I were investing." Investment, there are losses and profits, all based on ability. On the other end of the phone, Reese Xiao was silent for a long time. When he spoke again, his breathing was obviously a little heavier. "Sister, I will not let you down. I know. Reese Xiao mistakenly thought that I was a daughter of a certain family, and he liked him so much, willing to spend money to support his dream." I laughed, but from beginning to end, I didn't deny it. I didn't tell Reese Xiao, in fact, there is nothing to live up to. Between us, it's just a business. After Alara Chen came back, I suddenly realized that I was just in love, and what Kalen Lee could give me was limited after all. What's more, in case he doesn't like me in the future, the money given to me, if I can't guarantee it, I will go back with an Excel. I don't even have the qualifications to play at the table. How can I fight him then? Outside the window, there are many high-rise buildings, and the lights are red and the wine is green. The former home was a mud wall, a papier mch door and window. Today's home is a bustling night view in the center of a first-tier city outside the double glass. I stand in front of the window. The night of the city silently gave the answer, "I don't want to go back to the old life. Without money." But how can you get more money with the money in your hand? Chain milk tea shops have sprung up, and investment scams are endless. The electronic screen outside the high-rise building is looping advertisements with popular traffic. I looked up and stopped. I suddenly thought of Reese Xiao's face. I bet he can be popular. Studio. Equipment, professional teachers. Investing in Reese Xiao cost me a lot of money. The balance in the card decreased like water, which made me feel unbearable. Bless them to quarrel quickly. I folded my hands and made a wish devoutly. But I didn't expect the bonus offer to be so effective. In luxury stores, Kale and Lee and Delara Chen stood together. The latter held his arm intimately and laughed and talked. The top light is down. What a pair of beautiful people. Several cabinet sisters surrounded them. I only heard Delara Chen frown and coquettish. "No, this is too ugly. This is not good looking either." Gradually, Alara Chen's tone was impatient. "Eh? Are these the only ones in your store?" Finally, Kalen Lee spoke. "Please take out the most expensive one. The most expensive one is worth 6.9 million. Ugly but not good." Alara Chen happily took it into his arms. Behind her, Kalen Lee's good brothers, one sister-in-law at a time. Every sentence is a compliment. Sister Wei still has the vision to kill someone in seconds. That's for sure. Someone picked and chose 60. Sorrow and 9. And it was not easy for Brother Su to make money. Damn, it's just more than 60. Sarah Yuan, I just looked down on Brother Zhu, okay? Joke. I looked down at my body, the bag of 60,009. Who someone is, it is self-evident. 6,009 and 6.9 million. Package value. Kale and Lee's likes are also divided into 3, 6, and 9. It's obviously laughing at me. Alara Chen was calm at this time. Very unhappy. Also, she has always boasted of her golden branches and jade leaves. The daughter of a young lady. Today, The name is on par with that of a lowly fisherman. Like me, Elora Chen's face changed instantly. She carried her bag, smashed it at Kale and Lee and strode away. Brand new bags with sharp hardware. Scraped the tall brow bone, leaving a deep blood stain. Rao is Kale and Lee. No matter how well educated, can't help but curse slowly, but he still chased after him. There is only one wall separation, in a second-hand recycling store. I think the woman is mentally ill, the shopkeeper said in an indignant tone. It's good. Why are you still beating people? It's miserable enough to be her boyfriend. Maybe it's a man who should be beaten. I carefully covered my face and pushed the bag in the direction of the shopkeeper. It's still the old rule. Okay, 20 depreciation. You have sold so many bags recently, and the handling fee will not be charged to you. Just a few days after buying, I lost thousands of dollars in the blink of an eye. I was in a bit of a pain, but, on second thought, it wasn't my money in the first place. How to calculate it? It's all profitable. I smiled sincerely. Thank you. Calculate that they have left. I hummed a little song and came to the underground parking lot. If it weren't for the obvious sale of the car, Colin Lee couldn't hide it. I wish I could sell the Bentley he gave me. A boy passed by, probably just after a quarrel with his girlfriend. He exuded low air pressure all over his body and his long legs supported the ground loosely. Until I passed by him. Serafinimo. His wrist was suddenly grabbed. Kale and Lee stared at me, his face full of disbelief. You didn't recognize me. Or I really didn't recognize him before he made a sound. Who knows he hasn't left yet? I can only lie. It's too dark here, baby. I can't see clearly. Why are you here? Oh, baby. What's wrong with your forehead? I held his face, looked at it again and again, blew softly, and my eyes were full of distress. It's good. Why is it bleeding? Kale and Lee didn't answer. I looked concerned and nervous. He gradually relaxed. So, his eyes swept over my clothes unhurriedly. Kale and Lee stared at my eyes. Are you the one who just sold the bag next door? The eyes are quite sharp. I opened my mouth and hadn't made up a reason yet. Kale and Lee spoke first. He frowned. If you need money urgently, you can tell me. My girlfriend. I won't be reduced to selling bags. If there's something wrong, don't hide it from me. I'll settle it for you. I hugged him hard and threw myself into his arms. Got it. Thank you, baby. You're so good to me. It's not about selling bags. It's just that my friend wants the same style. But the budget is not enough. Ask me. Kale and Lee's brows relaxed and he smiled very lightly. He subconsciously reached out and dropped his arms around my waist. I stiffened. And he was no exception. You know, Alara Chen is back. Eyes fell on my cheeks. Kale and Lee said softly. She has had a bad time all these years. He said that Alara Chen has no friends abroad. Gradually become sensitive, vulnerable, stubborn. Finally, he developed bipolar disorder. Kale and Lee sighed. She has been fantasizing that I haven't broken up with her yet. So during this time, he was not busy with the company's affairs. Instead, he was accompanying Alara Chen to treat his illness. The wound on the forehead was also hit by her. I will take her abroad to see a doctor later. These days, you stay at home obediently, huh? Okay, go. I don't care. I smiled well, saying, she is a patient. Understandable. You spend more time with her. It's good that she can recover early. If only Alara Chen could be like today, it would be better to beat him at every turn. Kale and Lee frowned and looked at me seriously. Aren't you jealous? I reacted for a few seconds. Only then did I slowly realize that this was a bit too generous. Jealous. I thought for a while and nodded seriously. Very jealous. You have to buy me 10 more bags. Kale and Lee always acts resolutely. 10 bags almost came home with me, of course. I changed hands and sold 5. The balance increased, and the mood turned from cloudy to sunny. Not to mention, I saw the video sent by Rishao. In the video, the drum beat is deafened, and Rishao steps on the drum beat. During the action, the clothes lightly lifted a corner, revealing a small part of the waist and abdomen. It's so beautiful that it makes you scream. It's just that the loose t-shirt is crumpled. An eyesore. It's really an eyesore. I couldn't hold back and asked him out, planning to change his clothes. This one suits you, this one is also good. And that one is good. The shopping guy took one piece of clothing after another. Each one is particularly suitable for Risho. After all, a beautiful face without a hint of fat figure. Natural hanger. I took out my card generously. These are all included. Risho held my hand. Pinch my palm lightly. Avoid the shopping guide and whisper, "Sister, I can't wear so much. Don't waste money for me." That gentle expression, thoughtful tone. I am very familiar with it. It's okay. I coughed as if nothing had happened. By the way, the perfume on your body smells good today. What is the fragrance? The tip of the nose always lingers with a faint fragrance of sandalwood. The smell of perfume on Risho's body. The texture is thick. Therefore the fragrance stays long enough. Open the door. Turn around. Turn on the light. Kaelan Lee was sitting on the sofa and looking at me carefully. Went shopping. I didn't expect him to be at home. I opened my mouth and was a little surprised. Why are you back? Didn't you accompany Alara Chen to see a doctor in other places? In the past, every time Kaelan Lee came, he would say hello to me in advance. And now, the phone is empty. There was no news from him. Kaelan Lee is the ultimate INTJ. Arrange your schedule. And even if the sky falls, it won't change. Suddenly running over, it really didn't look like what he would do. My heart was pounding. Could it be that he bumped into me in Risho? And I didn't recognize him because of my blind face? Before leaving, I had a palpitation and suddenly felt like I missed you very much. Kaelan Lee raised his eyes from top to bottom, tracing my body. Where have you been? He paused, meaning. The perfume I sprayed today is very heavy. If I heard it right. Kaelan Lee stood up, approached step by step, and looked at me condescending. It's still male fragrance. His nose is so sensitive. I was a little surprised. When he finished, I took out a bottle of perfume from my bag. The packaging is exquisite, and the bottle mouth is not opened. It's just a bonus sample, which is obviously empty. Hey, a gift for you. I smiled sweetly at him. Before you buy it, try it. It smells good. I can't be by your side lately. I thought. Give you a bottle of perfume. When you smell this, you will think of me. As I said, I blushed, and my voice fell. Am I too naughty? Kaelan Lee frowned and took me in his arms. After a long time he spoke. You have a heart. I suddenly screamed that it was not good. Really. He pulled off his tie, took off his suit jacket, and threw it on the sofa. I'll stay here tonight. God knows. After Alara Chen came back, I thought it was a certainty to break up with Kaelan Lee. It's just the difference between me fishing one day more and one day less. Naturally, he won't stay overnight. Maybe I was silent for too long. Kaelan Lee looked at me emotionally undashed. Don't want to? How dare I? Just glanced around the house. The more I watched, the more frightened I became. On the refrigerator door, there was a message from Risho telling me to eat on time and eat less takeaway. Balcony, roses in vases, potos and pots, and I have never loved to serve these flowers and plants. In the bedroom, there were still a few things missing. It's simply flaws everywhere. Kaelan Lee took off his clothes and went straight to the bathroom. Soon, the sound of water sounded. I tore up the message and threw it in a potted plant on the balcony. Standing outside, cold sweat broke out. Last time Risho came, he didn't bring toiletries. So I temporarily went downstairs and he bought a set. When you left, did you lose it? But no matter what I think, I can't remember. The bathroom gradually quieted down. My heart beats faster and faster, until it was interrupted by a hurried bell. Hale and Lee's mobile phone. Elara Chen called. I immediately felt like I was pardoned. Hello? On the other end of the phone, his breathing was obviously a little faster. Elara Chen's voice was sharp. Bitch. Why are you there, Azu? Where's Azu? Oh, he's my boyfriend. He's not with me. Where else can he be? I put my hands together and lowered the volume. He's taking a shower. Are all adults. Staying overnight. Taking a bath. What does it mean is self-evident. Not to mention one by one this time. Kale and Lee left her and came to find me. There was a sudden sound of smashing something over there. I pretended to be startled and didn't hold my phone steadily. Snapped. The screen cracked in a corner. Crawling with fine lines. Dense and numb. At the same time, Kale and Lee heard the movement and came out early. Just now, he smiled gently and praised me for having a heart. At this moment his eyebrows furrowed, and he was rarely angry. Serafina Mo. Am I spoiling you too much? Kale and Lee was furious because he was dissatisfied with my methods. He didn't even blow his hair and drove away. He said that Elara Chen saved his life back then and was his savior. Now, Elara Chen is sick. Naturally, he couldn't sit idly by, even if I learned that Elara Chen was provoking me to my face. I have nothing with her, I said. She is sick. Why do you care about a patient? Do you believe what the patient says? She is sick. And you are sick too? Finally, he commented on me, the status of the main palace, the style of the mistress. Reflect on yourself. Kale and Lee had a cold face, and his tone was even colder. My heart is lifted high. It fell safely again. It's complicated. But I understood. He didn't say to deduct my money. That's good. Now, it is a critical period that determines Reese Xiao's fate. My wallet can't stand the turmoil. A week ago, I spent a lot of money to send Reese Xiao into a talent show. Tonight, the program was broadcast. Reese Xiao really became an instant hit. The comments under the show exploded. Ah, I'm dead. So handsome, so handsome, so handsome. But this look. Domestic entertainment is saved. I don't know if domestic entertainment has saved me. All I know is that my account balance is saved. I never thought of killing him. In this life, you can see Ri Xiao and Elara Chen in the same frame. I like you very much. Background. Elara Chen's cheeks were flushed, and her eyes were shining. I was looking for Ri Xiao to sign. I'm sorry. Ri Xiao frowned. I want to go back to rehearse. You can do as you please. A beautiful face frowning and also very good-looking. Probably rarely refuted face. Elara Chen put away the paper and pen, but her face was ugly. This ugliness reached its peak after seeing me. Bitch. You're here too. Elara Chen looked at me in the corner with a mocking expression. Don't think about it. He won't sign you. After all, none of them were given to her. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and the show has ended. There was no one backstage. Very quiet. It was so quiet that you could hear the rustling between paper and pen. She's different. Ri Xiao handed over his signature, his eyes falling on me. Sorry to Elara Chen. The tone was not very apologetic. I will sign as many as she wants. It is like wings. Quickly passed into Kale and Lee's ears. This is the first time we have met in the days of the Cold War. Do you and that star know each other in private? His tone was calm, and he couldn't hear joy or anger, but I knew that he was angry. Kale and Lee has always disliked that I hid something from him. Before, my parents thought I had successfully married a golden turtle son-in-law, persistently calling and asking me for money. I didn't tell Kale and Lee, until he found out that he rarely got angry with me. Yes, I thought about it, and now endorsements and advertisements are coming. As Ri Xiao's agent, I am the only investor in the studio. Earn a lot of money. It's time to speak up. Deformed love is wonderful, but waking up in the middle of the night is still a bit of moral torture. I said tentatively, actually. I want to break up with you. But before he finished speaking, Kale and Lee's mobile phone buzzed and vibrated non-stop. His good brother sent messages at the same time asking where he was. Messages are coming in on my phone too. Is Brother Zoo at your place? Sister Wei fell ill and was in a very bad state. We can't persuade her if Brother Zoo is here. You ask him to look at his phone quickly. No need for me to remind you. Kale and Lee hung up the phone, got up suddenly, turned his head and left. I was in such a hurry that I forgot to buy the order. It's really a loss of demeanor. After hesitating for a while, I still use the family card sent by Kale and Lee to settle the card. It's been a few days. If you can spend a little, count a little. Not long after Kale and Lee left, his good brother sent a video. In the video, Ilara Chen's hair is messy and the corners of her eyes are red. Crazy pounced on Kale and Lee. Do you like her? You bitch, bitch, bitch. Kale and Lee frowned. Repeatedly tolerated. Until Ilara Chen's manicure scratched the wound on the corner of his forehead. The newly scabbed wound broke again. Kale and Lee was in pain and snorted. The irritability between the eyebrows and eyes could not be suppressed. Have you made enough trouble? Ilara Chen stopped. Apologized with tearful eyes. Azu, I'm sorry. But Kale and Lee turned around and strode away, didn't he even look back. End of video. It's a voice. Sister-in-law, congratulations. You see how much Brother Zhu likes you. Don't worry about Ilara Chen's affairs anymore. She can't shake your status, really. It's funny to say. At first, his brothers didn't like me. Later, Kale and me and I were together for a long time. They saw me and took a sister-in-law. When Ilara Chen came back, they gathered around her, called her Sister Wei, and scrambled to ridicule me. Now, they have changed again. My feelings for my sister will never change. On the other end of the video, Priest Xiao smiled shyly. I'll come to accompany my sister in the evening, okay? It is said that the likes of young people cannot be hidden. Even if you cover your mouth, it will run out of your eyes. I lowered my eyelids and looked into Priest Xiao's eyes. Standard peach blossom eyes. The corners of the eyes are slightly raised. Pretty. The likes inside are like the real thing. But I suddenly felt bored. Pretended not to see his lost expression, and said casually, No, when the back hits the head. Ilara Chen's appearance. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is hysterical. Sick. Crazy. Ugly posture at every turn. That moment, many vicious labels were smashed in the sky, scrambling to attach to Ilara Chen. Meanwhile, Kale and Lee suddenly thought of Serafina Mo gentle, well-behaved, empathetic. Indeed, at first he used Serafina Mo as a stand-in, but later he found out that they didn't look like each other at all. The young white moonlight fades the filter. But that's it. It was not as Zhang had expected. Serafina Mo is God's tailor-made partner for him. Every point is just right. Just right. If a wife is like this, what more could a husband ask for? Kale and Lee opened his wallet and took out the ID photo that had been treasured for many years. Tear it apart expressionlessly. Let it pass. The secondary cracked wound is faintly painful. The temples jumped even harder. What did he do? I have been neglected for several days. Just for such a neuropathy. In the evening, the doorbell rang. As soon as the door opened, Kale and Lee came in, stretched out his hands, and hugged me involuntarily. Hold tightly. I could hardly breathe. Baby. I accompanied Ilara Chen to treat her illness during this time, but I'm sorry for snubbing you. He was buried in the nape of my neck. The voice was muffled. He said that Ilara Chen beats and scolds people at every turn, and she is simply a crazy woman. You are still good. Kale and Lee sighed. There will be no one in the world who loves me more than you, Serafina Mo. I looked down at him. Men are really strange creatures. eating in the bowl, looking at the pot. It seems that neither can be let go. But in fact, the only thing they care about the most is themselves. I will learn to be a qualified boyfriend. Kale and Lee got up. His eyes were all reflections of me. No matter how busy I am, I will find time to spend with you. I will pay for Lara Chen's medical bills, but I will not have any contact with her again. Let's talk about a healthy relationship, Serafina Mo. It turns out that the problem lies between us. He always knew. Unfortunately, it was too late. I struggled out of Kale and Lee's arms. Just as he was about to speak, the door opened. Sister, surprised, puzzled, angry. Several expressions worst aged in turn. Kale and Lee suppressed his voice, and there was anger that could not be concealed between his eyebrows. Serafina Mo, should you explain it well? Why does he have your password? Outside the door, Ri Xiao was carrying a bag of medicine, and his thin lips were pursed tightly. A rare grievance. He didn't look at Kale and Lee. It just looked at me eagerly. Your voice is a little hoarse. It sounds like you have a cold. Last time I came, I found that you didn't have the habit of preparing these medicines. Kale and Lee suddenly turned around. Last time, I have never seen Kale and Lee cry. But that night, he clutched my sleeves tightly, his pupils trembling slightly. With a little prayer, he begged me, Serafina Mo, come back to me. I cannot blame you and his affairs in the past, okay? Lara Chen and Ri Xiao. One account is worth one account fair. He can also figure it out. The meeting ended with Kale and Lee and Ri Xiao both hanging their colors. A week later, Kale and Lee launched a commercial encirclement and suppression of Ri Xiao. The latter lost several business endorsements one after another. I know I'm wrong. Ri Xiao hung his head, stood beside him, and asked obediently, what can I do to make amends? In fact, it is not something he can make up for. The trash can of the mobile phone was full of text messages sent by Kale and Lee asking for peace. He said, Serafina Mo, how long can you protect him? Such a cowardly man, what do you like about him? Do you really think he likes you? Wake up, Serafina Mo. He just likes your money. Back in the first time I came to my house, Ri Xiao was keenly aware that there were races of other men living in the family. He was poor. It was I who let him see what another world looked like. He didn't want to let go. This is when I know that I am inconvenient. Deliberately came to the door. Start with the door. Ri Xiao's eyes stayed on me. Aggrieved, pitiful, and sincere. Sister, will you not want me? 2 or 3 years with Kale and Lee. He didn't guard against me. He gave me a lot of money, and also gave me a lot of things I should know and what I shouldn't know. I was not soft-hearted and shook it all to the reporter. Kale and Lee was overwhelmed, so naturally he had no time to take care of Ri Xiao's head. A summer has passed. My star-making plan has come to a perfect end. Ri Xiao became popular in the entertainment industry with his face and good-luck coy personality, and became the top stream. Nowadays, the stage is wide. The spotlight hit down, which made Ri Xiao's facial features three-dimensional. The reporter interviewed him and asked him if he had any regrets. Yes, he replied without thinking. I accidentally made my sister angry. I don't know when I will be able to coax her. The reporter smiled and flattered. And your siblings must have a good relationship. Ri Xiao smiled and didn't speak. I laughed too. The company is growing day by day, and the newly signed little milk dogs are one after another. It turns out that the world's good-looking faces that I can remember. It's not just Ri Xiao. I looked up. Ri Xiao stood on the stage. With a tall posture and strong features, he is still very good-looking. Like a tree, shake it, and you can hear the sound of the money bag. In fact, Kale and Lee's business vision is very good. The transformation of fishing villages into resorts has great prospects. But at that time, in order to vent his anger on me, he temporarily broke the contract. Now I picked it up again and bought it again, except for one for 2 households, my parents. The old widower in his 50s. On the day the acquisition contract was signed, the crowd was bustling, salute and another salute. Completely overshadowing the crowd, my parents crying. It's nothing more than crying about how he raised a white-eyed wolf. How cruel I am. How miserable they are. I didn't listen to it anymore. Turn around, get in the car, and get ready to leave. But I heard Cale and Lee calling my name. He was still in high spirits and smiled at me. Let's talk. My little schemes. At most, it annoys Cale and Lee himself. It cannot shake the foundation of the key group. But let Cale and Lee look at me with admiration. In fact, I was quite worried that he would break the net with me in a fit of anger, but he just looked up at me and whispered, "So you are like this. There is no well-behaved, no meekness, no empathy." Of course, there was no love for him. Serafina Mo, have you ever thought that you actually like me? All this is the fault of the original family. Cale and Lee looked at me stubbornly. It makes you feel inferior and makes you don't understand how to love someone. Through the half-open window. I looked at him undasked with a chuckle. Is it important? I only know. Today. We are on an equal footing. I have the qualifications to bow my head no more. Extra Cale and Lee the first time I saw Serafina Mo. She was pinned down by her parents. Her hair was messy, and her clothes were in disarray. Sell your daughter. In this small coastal fishing village, it is not uncommon. I retracted my gaze lightly, just about to pass them. But she caught a glimpse of Serafina Mo jumping up and biting her father's hand. During the movements, 7 familiar eyebrows and eyes were revealed. The heartbeat suddenly took a wrong beat. Is it because her eyebrows and eyes are similar to Alara Chen's? Or is it because of the vigorous vitality that burst out of her at that moment? I didn't think much about it. Long time later, I still regret it. If I had insisted on asking for an answer, would I be able to tell that I love her just because she is her? Occasionally, Serafina Mo also has omissions. For example, once, I caught a glimpse of her note to me, Cale and Lee. It's okay to have a surname. Just 2 words, both words are wrong. I almost laughed angrily. But she said, it's a nickname. It's intentional. At that time, I believed it. It's like in an underground parking lot humming a song and watching me pass by. I suddenly grabbed her wrist. You don't recognize me, Serafina Mo. How is that possible? It's outrageous. So as soon as she explained, I believed it. Nickname. Nickname. Coincidence. I found out later. Yes. Don't love me. Stop her in the small fishing village where they first met. It was the last few times I saw her in my life. She was surrounded by bodyguards. Through the half-open car window, he said to me, "Goodbye. Later." Her name became more and more famous. We really never saw it again. Extra Richao since I was a child, the girls who said I was good-looking and one stubble after another. Richao, you are so good-looking. You will definitely be a big star in the future. You are very good-looking. I like you, Richao. Richao, when you become popular, you must sign my autograph. But their likes only stay on the lips. It is too false to be false. Until I met Serafina Mo. She was attentive and thoughtful, and arranged everything for me. Every sentence she praised, "It's very good-looking," made me fall constantly. I used it at the beginning, and gradually I couldn't see my heart clearly. She has a fiancé. Why are you still provoking me? Her fiancé must be bad. Does she really like me? If I had to choose one of the two, would she choose me? I don't understand. I can't find an answer. Later, I pretended to be smart and went to her with medicine. Finally got the answer I wanted. But he also completely lost her. I became addicted to work because that was my only chance to see her. Filming endorsements, variety shows. I don't fall behind. I like to mention the title of model worker in the circle. but the number of times I see her is getting less and less. I always comfort myself that I have to work hard to catch up with her. I forgot, I'm climbing up. She was also there, striding forward, looking at the figure surrounded in the middle. I suddenly remembered the first time we met. Narrow stage, dim lighting. She smiled and stopped me. You are very good looking. Can I add your contact information? I want to say that this kind of pickup is very old-fashioned, and I didn't pay attention to it when I was added like this before. But the ghost makes the gods severe. I just smiled. Okay. And